Let's activate our Dryad here. Grab a Forest. I think we killed a Moon Dancer. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Today, we're continuing through the new constructed 2022 decks. These are accessible to everyone for free simply by completing the color challenge, which is available right when you start the game. These decks have been performing incredibly well. I'm literally speechless compared to what was in the past. Like the original starter decks that we got were so bad. The second variant, I was like, oh my God, these are so much better. But this third set of pre-constructed decks blows the other ones out of the water entirely. So this is great news. Today we're playing with the Gruul variant, red and green, Savage Lands, utilizing the Landfall mechanic, which is a lot of fun. And we're getting really early wins, like turn 3 and turn 4 wins, just like unstoppable damage, which is really cool. So we're going to break down the deck list, the strategies, the synergies, then we'll showcase all of that in the gameplay footage. And finally, we'll wrap up with my final thoughts, deck review, and just general ideas on how you can upgrade the deck based on your personal collection, right? Because these upgrades only use cards that you unlock through the color challenge, right? Which is a lot of fun, and maybe a couple commons and uncommons to spruce things up for consistency's sake. So with this out of the way, if you want to support more great content just like this in the future, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the Discord community. You can find that invite within the Linktree link in the description below, or just give it a Google. And of course, deck lists are available in the description as well. Let's go. Alrighty, Savage Lands version 2, standard best of 1 deck with a 2.6 average mana value, 8, I really wanted to say 9 there, 8 non-creatures and 26 creatures with the 26 land, right? Additional land in this version, even though we have a lighter mana curve than our other decks than we've looked at because of the Landfall mechanic and because we're using Evolving Wilds, which isn't actually a land, it just finds us a land, but it's still classified as a land, if that makes any sense, right? So first off, let's take a look at all of the landfall creatures that we'll be taking advantage of through the land drops. First off, we have the Hellhound, a 0/1 landfall. You get +2/+2 when a land enters play, right? So this is becoming a 2/3, 2 land in play. It's going to be a 4/5, which is quite a formidable creature for 1 mana. Moving on, we have the Brushfire Elemental for 2, another 1/1, this time with haste, which is a lot of fun. It cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, which can be incredibly powerful against some of these other aggro decks, right? Landfall, the same as the Hellhound, getting +2/+2 whenever a land enters play, right? Which is really, really good. Moving on, we have the Geopede. This is a 3/1 for 3 mana with Trample. Landfall, +2/+2 when a land enters play. Very, very good damage output there via the Trample. We have 1 copy of the Mammoth as a rare that's included within our unlocked cards. 3/3, +2/+2, land enters play, and it can be used as a land itself within the Valley, which is quite nice if you're bricking, or you just need that extra land, or later on when you don't need the land, well, it's a great creature. So that's a lot of fun. That's going to be the majority of our landfall. Ashaya does not have landfall, but it will have your other creatures become land and then therefore trigger the landfall abilities of all the landfall creatures, which is really cool. So for 5 mana, power and toughness are equal to the number of lands we control. Non-tokens we control are now forest lands in addition to their other types, right? So that is what's going to trigger that landfall ability, which is cool. So the Hellhound, is triggering, the elementals triggering, all of the non-token creatures. We're not going to go through them, but there's quite a few. And the synergy just within this is very, very high. Branching off from there, we have something like the Neverwinter Dryad for 1, a 1/1. We can pay 2, sack it to grab a forest, put it in tapped, then shuffle. This will allow us to play additional lands each turn, really concentrating that value of the landfall on those early turn attacks if we can get them there. We have Bull Strength to give, maybe the Hellhound Trample +2/+2 untap it as well, just for the extra damage output. We have a little bit of removal plus the counters, which could be good on a creature within the inscription, and you can gain life as well within that. The Vastwood Surge, probably more relevant, is going to grab 2 basics from our library in tapped and then shuffle. If we kicked it for an additional 4, which is 8 mana deep, you know, we will put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control, which is great. But, you know, just grabbing those 2 lands, putting them into play is really good. And finally, I guess we didn't mention the World Sculptor for 6, a 5/5. When it enters play, creates a number of 0/1 green plant insect creature tokens equal to the number of lands we control. And then whenever a land enters play, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant that you control, right? So these 0/1s will become 4/5s, which is really cool. And we can do that multiple turns as well, right? Or multiple times each turn through the landfall trigger. That is all the landfall. Getting back, actually no, it's not the Lotus Cobra. 2/1, when a land enters play, you get to add an additional mana of any color, and that can ramp you into some of those more powerful spells. Okay, that's the landfall. Removal through Roil Eruption. You can also just do it to their face because we're dealing so much damage so quickly as an aggro deck. It's nice reach to get in those last few hit points, which is really nice. I talked about the Inscription's fight effect, which is pretty cool as well. That's it. Not a lot of removal in deck. It's pretty flimsy, but we're not trying to remove. We're trying to just smash in as fast as we can. The pack leader, nice body, can gain trample on itself, and it's a draw engine. Great. Rangers class can buff up our other creatures. It makes the wolf, and we can draw creatures off the top. Great. Then we have Arni, 3/3 with haste. Amazing. Boast is really cool because the mammoth, you know, if you double drop a land, is a 7/7. Now Arni is an 8/3. Woof. And then, you know, maybe bull strength on that. It's now a 10/5. Holy Toledo's with trample. So that's going to be a lot of fun, right? Toski as the draw engine, indestructible whenever you're dealing combat damage by one of your creatures. Get to draw, which is pretty cool. Can't be countered, which is nice as well. And then we're just going over top of our opponent. Goldspan Dragon in the air. Inferno Star Mounts in the air. 2 amazing dragons. We have the Froghemoth here with trample, life gain engine, and it buffs itself up when you're dealing damage directly to your opponent as well, right? So, you know, the low end of the deck is very finely tuned. You can output mass amounts of damage just through this Brushfire Elemental, you know, Dryad, Hellhound, Evolving Wilds shenanigans. Even if you can get the Geopede in there, like, it's so much value. And then it's got an amazing top end with it too, right? Like, woof. We're beating up all the decks today. I did not expect this deck to perform as well as it is. We're even beating the Lifeline deck, which I have proclaimed to be the best starter deck so far. But again, as we work through all of these decks within the playlist, you know, we can't really make that tier list until we've visited them all, right? So this might be the new champion. Let me know what you guys think within today's gameplay footage. After that, we'll wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review. Enjoy. Make sure to like the video to help support and become a patron if you want to go above and beyond. Our opponent is still going first. Always. They will never leave us alone. Dryad out. Now, do we go Brushfire or do we go Cobra? Both of these are so freaking tempting. I think we go Brushfire. But that Cobra's so sick. Oh, we gotta go Cobra, man. They'll never block this. They just take the damage. Then next turn we have 3 available mana. We could go right to the Geopede. If we pull in untapped, we have 4. We should go to Toski, block the Moon Dancer. This Moon Dancer is going to be sick. Like, so disgusting. One, 2, 3. We go to 4. Probably just want to go with the trample right away. Like, this isn't great, but we could take some damage, right? As long as they're not gaining, like, you know, 20 life a turn. Uh-oh. That is good. No attacks. That's kind of nice for us. Brushfire into a land, which is pretty deadly, right? At a green source. We swing in for like a pretty decent amount. Let's activate our Dryad here. Grab a forest. I think we kill the Moon Dancer. We do get that trample damage through as well. Plus the Geopede survives. So like that was an amazing value for us. I did not think we'd get rid of the Moon Dancer, never mind that Mythic Dragon, right? Wow. What is this thing? Oh, that's the... It blocks us when they attack. The sword from the dragon. Ashaya, which is going to trigger Landfall galore. Right, really, really nice stuff here. We are popping off, you guys. We've got Trample. You know, that extra land's coming in play there. We have some more mana, which is cool to deal with. Wow. Let's go first. For the first time ever, I'm pretty sure. That's how it feels. We got a nice turn 1, nice turn 2. Looking for some land. I want to make the most out of these without being punished early game, right? As a free-to-play deck, oh, you have to go quick. You've got to go really, really quick, right? Like, if they stutter, take advantage of that, right? They skip a beat, you pounce. Hit for 1 damage, you know what I mean? That's gonna make the difference. Even Maya's laughing at me. She's like, you are such a dingling. Just give up. Give up and take me walking. Okay, Moon Dancer? Better not be. I'll freak out. Looking for a fight, bro? The Innkeeper, okay. Innkeeper before the Dancer. Let's get that booty in play, you know what I mean? And I doubt they block the Dryad with the Innkeeper. Just super duper doubt it. I mean, they can. Go ahead, for sure. I'll snag that. We could have played our creature in the second main phase. That might have been a little bit smarter. But sometimes you want to let them know you don't have any mana, and they could take the trade if they want, rather than be like, oh, they've got some battle tricks here. Oh. Oh, no. This is one of the greatest cards. We dealt with it last time. I don't know how we'll deal with it this time. Truly don't. I have no idea. We're going to try, though. We are going to try. Could convert the entire deck to a snow build just for Blizzard Brawl. Right? Oh. Oh. It's not a big enough hit anyways. We should just take the damage now. right? It's just 8 damage unblocked. Wowzers. We could push it to 10. I almost think we do. Come here, Mountain. Could you imagine if we had an extra land untapped to boast Arni? Wow. Down to 7, right? Revitalize is good. Gaining life, drawing a card, Moon Dancer's tough. 2 Fs, right? They've got 3 available mana. Right, they've already played a land this turn. If you're ever curious, you just highlight their lands, entered the battlefield this turn, right? If you're curious if they played a land or not. Really quick way to tell. Cram sessions, gaining 4 life, learning. Nice. Hi, Karamba. We can still double play lands next turn and boast Arni. But they have so much health. They've just gained 7 life. These scries are pretty nasty too. That's staying to the top, whatever it is. Hopefully not a Righteous Valkyrie. Land in play. We can't double Dryad because our land was tapped. And we need 3. 1 for the Dryad, 1 for Arni. We may as well just play it. Let's see the blockers. You can take the damage, bro. Don't worry about it. Just block that 1/1. Let's grab that forest. It's in tapped. And we boast up to 8. Oh, that's a good chunk of damage. Down to 6. We're getting closer. Oh, Righteous Valkyrie. The game ender. What an amazing card. Then they have 3 mana. They can slay the class, make a pest, Moon Dancer, and they keep the original just to trigger Valkyrie. And now they're Scry. Interesting there. I would have maybe made the pest, but they're just looking for life. I get it. Makes sense. They don't like it, and I'm pretty sure we can get around it, right? Because we can do the exact same thing where we play the land. This goes to 5. We attack with everything. We could even, I think, Ranger's class this turn, which is really interesting as well. Because we have 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, which is 4. Still gives us 2. Wowzers. We're killing it. We're beating, like, I think this is probably the best free-to-play deck that I've played against, or with so far. This Lifeline. We took it down twice in a row. Incredible. So that's really nice. Opponent goes first. They're gonna need it. Let's do our best here. Hellhound in play. Wilds, Forest, GOP'd Wilds. Unless we top deck a non-land. Ooh. That's actually ideal. In tapped. You know, they could remove this. Is it high priority? Nope. It's basically a dead card. I'd love to eat a removal up with it. Send it over, Bill. Oh, and they give us the draw. Hot dog. As far as card conversions go, we gained the positive net value there. That exile, whew, should go on my one indestructible creature. Maybe they've got more of it. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna pop it yet, because they could remove it, and maybe I'll use that landfall trigger later. They're giving us the draw again. That was one of my better creatures, so it's sad to lose, but I get it, whatever. It's more exile, it's Baleful Masteries. Good game. I don't know, maybe they... That's strange. I mean, get rid of the exile, Toski can come out, and then there's a good chance that they can't deal with it anymore, right? They need a minus effect, which exists, or more exile, which also exists. Or a self-sacrifice effect, which also exists as well. Oh, Toski, it's a hard time to be a squirrel, my friend. Opponent goes first. We've been punished on that side of things recently, I think, but it's okay. We have a really nice hand. We're talking turn 1. We're talking turn 2. We're talking turn 3, right? Beautiful. Skip 4, we've got really nice 5s. The Vine Gecko, kicker in the house. Hit for 1. What's up? Don't you remove my Brushfire. Chronicler. Whenever you cast a kick spell, draw a card, then discard a card. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a card with kicker from among them, put it into your hand, and then the rest on the bottom. In any is order. Swing in for 3. Okay. Brushfire's doing a little bit of work here. We like this, right? We like that. 4 mana, though. Kicked Drakes would be really bad. You know, Into the Roil is real bad. There it is. Roost of Drakes. In play and kicked. They get to draw and discard. There's the burb as well. Gecko's 3/3. Basically, we need to deal with it. So, if we play the tapped land to 4, next turn we have 5. We could also play the normal land, sack the Dryad, go to 5 next turn. And that would give us 4 this turn, which would be the Dryad and the Roil Eruption. Let's just straight up fry the Gecko. All attacks, and then we sack the Dryad. Should have double blocked the GOP'd. Maybe. I think so. Let's push the crew up again. That's a good hit. Down to 6. And then we have 5, right? We're ready for Froghemoth to make its debut. Bubble Snare! They didn't kick it, so that means no Drake. But that's a really good attacker for us. Another! Holy Toledos! I always tell people when I'm getting back to a conversation, like after a shower or something, oh, sorry, I just got trapped by a bubble snare. So let's, if this was an untapped land, we could play the Cobra first. Unfortunately, we can't. I think this should work. These are colorless, right? So should be no interaction here. There could be trade with it. Uh-oh. We get through. And it sends it to the grave. So we can immediately take care of it. We get 1 life. And +1/+1 counter. For some reason I thought we did more damage to them. We should have prioritized this Chronicler. Land and play, whatever. Okay. 3 cards in hand. Should be fine. Keyword, should. 3rd bubble snare on this Froghemoth. I'll start crying. Right? Reclaim the waste. Getting kicked. Just searching for lands. That's fine, right? So they get the 2/2. They play a land. They've got 2 mana. 3 if they're kicking something. So we're sitting on 6. We go down to 4. Back up to 6. Landfall's been rendered irrelevant. And then Ashaya can slam in. Again, our Landfall's not doing much here, but sure would be cool if it was. Bubble Snare putting in mad work. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, this results in a little bit of damage. 3. And we get to clean up the rest of their grave. Another life and another +1/+1 counter. We're at 22. I mean, we have multiple threats they have to deal with here, right? The Frog needs to go, Ashaya needs to go, and even at this point, the Cobra needs to go, so we're good. We have Trample, right? So they need to get rid of the Frog and then maybe chump block the other 2 creatures real quick. Limp along a bit. They did a pretty decent job at defending us. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. That's pretty decent, right? So that is an answer. So is this, though, unfortunately. We can put Trample on the Snick. And that's going to get the job done. Beautiful. Good game, my friend. Our opponent goes first. Let's see if they're here, because we waited an awful long time to start this match. And I think... They're here! Hello! Let's go! That's a good land off the top. Appreciate you, Mr. Mountain. Right? That's nice. That is nice. Okay, okay, okay. So we can actually threaten Magda here, I think. Or we do it defensively. It's probably more efficient that way. Losing the Dryad's never fun, but I do think that's important for us to do. Oh. Mono red chariot? Interesting. The plot thickens. So, we go to 3 3s. We hit for 6. We could potentially hit for 10. Do we want to hit for 10? And they could crew the chariot. Stop some of the damage. If we don't go with anything else, they could kill our guys. And we don't want that, do we? If we can leave that wilds there, I think I might pile in with it the turn after. Because what do we need 5 mana for? We still only need 4 for the Surge, right? Still only need 4 for the Surge. Smells like rope. Oh no. Holy Toledos, you guys. I say that way too much. I need to quit saying that. All attacks. Let's see if they chariot over. They know it's there. They're looking right at it. Should we take it now? No. What if they have some removal and that Haven, or not Haven, the Wild saves us? Let's just hit for 6. End our turn. I mean, if it's a Frostbite, we're screwed. It still hits for 3 damage. Rock and roll. I assume they didn't get the force they wanted there. But our next turn, you guys, if they couldn't remove these, we play to 4. They go to 3 3s. Then we play the Surge. We get 2 basics. Put them into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Right? So that pushes them to 5s and then 8s. And then we push them up to 11s with the wilds. That would be 22 swinging in next turn. That's a lot. They could have blocked Chariot on one of them, right? Only got hit for 11, down to 2. But nonetheless, wow. That's a lot of power for a free-to-play deck that early on into a game. For reals. Going first, the first time in, oh, I don't know, all day, it feels like. We're going to take it, running away with it. No turn 1, so we're in nice and slow. We have turn 2 removal. Oh, I hate gobos. Or do we play it slow on 2 as well? Its wilds could come in handy later. Not too much later, though. Let's just ramp nice and slow. Let's see if they have the Hobgoblin. Oh, the Relic Robber. Wow. Okay. Really bad news bears here. Let's grab another red source. Oh no, this only grabs forests. What am I talking about? It's a lot of damage. Like, we just have to kill this thing. We don't dare play a creature because they'll remove it, and then we're in the danger zone. Dang, that sucks. You leave me alone, bully. We're going too slow for him. Weighing our pros and cons. Oh, I caramba. So much damage. think we're pretty well screwed here, right? Yep. That is a very good game. Mono Red Goblins. Pairing up the play queue. Alright, this is pretty risky, but it could be good. If we can grab an untapped mountain off the top, it'd be ideal. Untapped mountain. No. I get it, I get it. Maybe Mono White can't block us for a little bit. Till they get a fatty out. Which could be as early as now with a Luminarch Aspirant putting us counter on Usher. We've got removal though, so you be careful. Professor. Okay. I can get behind it. Hit for 2. This is weird. We're off balance. I'll defend. Oh no, I can't. No, we can block. Just can't be blocked. It's been a long time. Long time. Monk. Luminarch. Uh-oh. Not good. Who plays this deck in the play queue? This is like the deck I use to push into Mythic. And they're rocking it in the play queue. Nice. Hit for 5, down to 10. Hold together, HGG. You can do it. Down to 17. Play a land, hit us with the Haven. No, you hit with the Haven, my friend. You had 6, you had lethal. You just missed lethal. They still get it? No, they just missed lethal. I'm not gonna oops them, it's fine. I'll give them a good game. Can you imagine getting lethal here? Too bad. Oh, we can sacrifice this immediately. It's not enough. It's not. It's pretty close. It's not enough, though. Being greedy, or what are you doing over there? Can't block the 5/5. Your power is less than 2. Or 2 or less. Smart. We had to go for it. We had to try, right? What a great deck, though. It's so powerful. Alrighty. Landfall is good. Not as good without the Fabled Passage, but in which isn't standard legal right now. But with a budget version, you're only using the Evolving Wilds anyways, and it still puts out a ton of damage. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking about, you know, what if we turned it into a snow variant just for Blizzard Brawl? Because we're making the big creatures, and if any of them gets in the way, hashtag Righteous Valkyrie, then we can just brawl it out as a 7/7 or something, right? And now we're an 8/7 with Indestructible, getting rid of those blockers, an increased amount of that the damage is going to go through on a creature that doesn't have trample. So that's kind of what I've been thinking, but it seems weird. You might get punished by Redanes more than you'd like to. which could be a bummer. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sure the community would appreciate all your guys' forethought as well. With that all out of the way, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, of course, and definitely become a Patreon if you can afford to support financially. With this all out of the way, more important than anything I've said today, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.